Okay guys, sorry for the background noise. They're doing some street work or whatever out there. It's annoying. So sorry for that if you hear that. I'm here with my 2012 Gas EC300 and I'm going to be removing the Clake system. I'll still have the Rekluse set up, but I'll have a normal, for the most part, clutch and brake setup. I'm doing that to see if it's the Clake and Rekluse or Rekluse or what the deal is. So I'm playing around with this and see if I can get the Rekluse to work better. If not, I'll probably just pull that out too and go back to just a normal setup. So I've had this on here for quite a while. I pulled this part off. Figured I'd video this. Here's how it came with the stock. They use a Megura setup. This part of the Clake, this is your, says brake, but don't confuse that as that being the brake. That is the, I better read this better. No, oh, use only mineral oil. This one is the clutch. This is the clutch. So I'll be moving over this thread to here. The brake on the bottom of this is on the bottom. This other outlet, if you're wondering, this was an add-on. He just hooked me up. Owen at Clake hooked me up with this piece. All that does is there's another line I could have ran, but man, running another line is just another line, right? For putting on the tank and taking it off. But you could then use the pedal along with the system and still use the pedal. I went cold turkey and did away with it. So I always had this bigger piece on, so it's one way. It would have sent, I guess, pressure in and thus engaging the brake all the way through the system. Don't know how that worked, never used it. The line's right here, and it's a different thread pattern than all this, so each one's different. This one screws in like that. That one on the bottom's a banjo. And yeah, so all I'll be doing is taking this off, hopefully doing it this way. I'll probably retake this off and hold this up and screw it onto here, and yeah, and then top this off, and hopefully that way no air bubbles in the clutch system. It gets confusing when you have so many things looking at you. The clutch system, and for so long been running a brake here, a double setup, you know, because this is all in one. Yeah, so clutch system, and then I'll have to come over to the right side here. I'll have to remove the line, so I most likely will have to pull the seat, pull the tank, remove that line, put back on the pedal here. Yeah, that would be the best way. Oh man, I don't really want to remove that line because playing around and feeding it right now. I don't know, maybe if I put some big heat shrink tubing around the end and just zip tied that along with the old line right there that I'd be putting on, along with the the reservoir and the brake pedal. And yeah, I might try to do that. That way I don't have to remove that long line. And if I want to go back to the Clake, I'll be able to easily go back to without going through that whole step again and having the line up here, you know. And like I said, if I just undo the banjo here and put a big piece of heat shrink tubing just so dirt doesn't get in the tube, and I could just run it like that for a bit, you know, just all zip tied up so it's all nicely secure. Okay guys, wow, that took a while just because I had to figure out how things went, bleed systems. You know, it's been a long time. I've had the Clake Pro on there forever. So have this. I think the Rekluse might be somewhat good to go. I just did a quick start and to see and adjusted real quick. Tomorrow I plan to do an oil change and check out the Rekluse, clean up any of the metal disc if I need to. This part right now, you can see I have two lines I capped off. That works good with a shrinky tube. You just heat shrink a piece on and then use needle nose or something flat. Heat this end up, squeeze it, and it's tight, meaning no dirt will get in there. Zip tied in a few spots, it's not going anywhere. Bleeding this system kind of took the longest. I actually ended up using a little syringe to suck out of there, but a bigger syringe to push fluid through, and that finally got the air out. Man, that was a pain in the butt. I think I got that adjusted good, and I can't remember if you can get the side off with the brake lever on or not, but I'll find out tomorrow, and I might have to quickly pop that off again. We will see. And because I haven't had a brake lever forever. So I'm gonna have to remember, that this bike now has a rear brake lever. I will leave that line on just because I didn't want to take the tank off and fish it out. And what if I go back to the Clake? Probably won't, to be honest. I think I'm just gonna go with the normal clutch setup. What I never liked about the Clake, and it's not poo-pooing them, obviously I used it for a very long time, but what I didn't like about it is there's always a slight drag on it, which makes adjusting the Rekluse hard, which I thought maybe because they give you an adjustable slave, that would make it easy. Nope, it did not. So, and it still had a little drag, and it would still occasionally stall because of that. So annoying, because the whole idea of Rekluse, one thing is you're not going to stall, right? So it's annoying when you still stall. As people that have ridden with me, I can stall this quite a bit having the Clake because it still has a little bit of drag. Put that in its holes tomorrow. Just noticed that. And what else? That's pretty much it. So I'm going to leave that long line there. I just kind of routed it this way and back down. And I also capped off the end of it the same with a shrinky tube, just a smaller piece. And it's sealed, so no dirt will get in it. So I can ride with it like that for a while, which I probably will do, and see how the bike works. I got the gas back together. I did a little test ride, but I got the rear brake back on like I showed you last night. That one temporary there, that line, till I see what I like. I did take apart the Rekluse to take a look, and it was kind of dark. I didn't really show that. I probably should have, but hey, I didn't. And what I did was I changed out the springs within the Rekluse expanding pack. As you can see, I have the Radius CX in there. I happen to have a pack of the springs, and they give you a couple extra of those guys, I guess, if you booger them up. I already knew how to take it apart, so it wasn't a big deal. So what I put, they were all red, as you noticed, that were in there. I put in 3 blue and 3 silver. And then that's what I did on that end. I cleaned the metal disc in the clutch. I Scotch-Brited them. I used some Barkeeper's Friend and just a normal Scotch-Brite pad, one that doesn't have stuff on it. I've used various types before. I've used Comet. Basically, you're going to scrub them down, get the black off, back to basically looking pretty new. And then what you do is you rinse them off real good, soap and water at the beginning, scrub them. I did rinse them off, soap and water again, and then rinse them off real good, dry them and spread them out. This Colorado things dry quickly here, so I just dry them off so they don't form rust real quick. And then I put them back in the bike. And you should probably do that occasionally. That totally stopped the squealing on the bike. Plus, changing those springs out probably helped too. We'll find out. They're lighter, so it's going to engage easier for that expanding pack to push out and engage the clutch. And that's what you want. So we're going to see how the bike is. I'm back to the rear brake pedal and back to basically a normal clutch on top, other than I have a Rekluse in there. And we're going to see how it works. And then I might go back to a just totally normal setup, just change out the Rekluse disc, just put in normal, more probably metals and frictions, and be good. So we'll see how that is, and I'll keep you informed how it goes. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and check out my other videos. Have a good one.